Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Positively Saturnine. The question for today's episode is: do England have the bowlers right now to keep taking 20 wickets every test on flat tracks? And this is in context of the Anderson Tendulkar Test series that has just started today in England. Now, before we go to the test itself, let's look at the dreaded B word in cricket, and of course, that word is Bazball. The name and the strategy associated with it is highly polarizing, and there have been many articles and videos done, both praising and criticizing Bazball. So I'm not going to add my opinion on the pros and the cons. I just want to distill the concept of Bazball as has been done before. And the tenets of Bazball are as follows: score runs quickly and set attacking fields to take 20 wickets and aim for a result one way or another and avoid the draw. So if you remove the media hype and the PR and other criticisms and just look at these three tenets, well, then that's really good for Test cricket, right? There's nothing wrong with these three tenets, and to be fair, other teams have played like this before. It's fair to say that this England side is, they've made a spectacle out of it. They've worn it on their sleeve, and again, whether you like this or not, they've definitely provoked a discussion on Test cricket, and that's going to be good in this day and age. Anyway, so these are the tenets. Now, when they've played at home, Bazball has preferences, right? That is flat tracks where their batsmen can score runs quickly and their bowlers can use their experience and knowledge to put pressure on the opposition and take wickets. And then, when possible, bat last and back the team to chase whatever score they are set. Again, seems fine when you look at their attitude and their approach. And this is only when they're playing at home. Of course, when they play abroad, they get the pitches that they get, and they may not get their preferences. But when playing at home, I'm sure they can at least ask for the kind of tracks that they want. All right. So in this context, the first test of the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy started at Headingley in Leeds, and again, in keeping with the preferences of Bazball, England won the toss and asked India to bat on a flat track. Right? What happened then was India racked up 359 for 3 in 85 overs. Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shubman Gill scored centuries, and Rishabh Pant scored a half century. Ben Stokes took 2 of the 3 wickets that fell on day 1, and Gill and Pant will resume batting on day 2, right? So, flat track and winning the toss and bowling first, but again, things did not go according to plan. Before we get to that part of the episode, I was fascinated by the welcome that Shubman Gill got to captaincy, right? So it really was happy birthday Shubman today. Think about this: over the last few months, India have had 3 high-profile Test retirements, and not all of them went willingly, right? And I think there was more than one contender for the captaincy, and it was eventually given to Shubman Gill. His own form has not been the best in Test cricket for the last few months, right? And he's not playing his first series at home. He's playing it in England, where Indian batsmen have struggled with swing and seam movement. And even there, he's playing the first test at Headingley, which is known for swing and seam movement. So when you put all this together, imagine his happiness, his surprise when he walks out to see a flat track on a sunny day, and he loses the toss and he's asked to bat on the flat track on a sunny day. So it's just curious strategy from England, in my opinion. Now, to be fair, Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant, they all took the opportunities really well. They batted intelligently, and at the same time they batted at a very good pace. So again, curious strategy from England, and that brings me to really the main point of the episode is, do they really have the bowlers to, to keep asking for flat pitches in this series, right? Now remember, having a flat pitch where your batsmen score quickly and then your bowlers take 20 wickets, that is fine strategy if you have the bowlers for it, right? In 2022, they had Anderson and Broad, and Mark Wood was available. I think Jofra Archer was still injured. In 23, they still had Anderson and Broad. Broad retired at the end of the 23 season. And in again, they still had Mark Wood. In 2024, Anderson retired, I think, in the middle of the summer. And Mark Woods was still around. I know Jofra Archer was injured. So for the last 3 years, they've had bowlers, right? The four names: Anderson, Broad, Mark Wood, not necessarily Jofra Archer, but these three bowlers, they're capable of taking wickets on flat track. So you can get away with the Bazball preference. But in this series, with the kind of inexperienced lineup that they have, I was surprised that they went for such a flat track, right? And if you see the 2 wickets today, out of 3, the 2 wickets were taken by Ben Stokes, who's a bit of an X factor in whatever he does, but he's not a frontline bowler anymore, and England don't want to keep bowling him a lot, especially this early in a 5-test series. So it's clear that they're missing bowlers who can take 20 wickets regularly on flat pitches, right? If they had Mark Wood and Jofra Archer ready and available, it would have been a different story. From what I'm reading, they might still play a role in the series, but towards the end. So with that, I was very surprised to see this kind of a pitch, and you can sort of understand the contradiction, right? If they want a flat track where their batsmen can score quickly, but then their bowlers might struggle to take 20 wickets, which might bring the draw into the picture, which Bazball doesn't like. Now, if they go for a spicy pitch where the ball is doing a lot, their bowlers can take 20 wickets and the draw might not happen, but then their batsmen might struggle to score quickly, and they might struggle to score a lot of runs, which again, not the Bazball way. So I think they've, no matter which way they go, they're going to face a little bit of a problem in this series. I'm not saying India have already won this test match. Please don't get that idea. They could very well collapse tomorrow morning, and England could still bat them out of the test match. That could still happen, but I think the odds are Shubman Gill is going to see his team score somewhere between 450 and 600 runs, and he's going to go out and attack when India bowl. And of course, he will have the services of probably one of the best bowlers of this generation, Jasprit Bumrah, who's made a habit of defying pitches and conditions. So I think in that sense, India might have turned the tables on England. They've batted really quickly, and then they have the X factor who can take the wickets on flat pitches. So I'll be very curious to see if they keep giving India flat pitches right through the series. Again, in my opinion, again, just as a fan, they might be better off coming up with slightly spicy pitches where there's little bit of seam movement, where their bowlers can take 20 wickets. The inexperienced bowlers can take 20 wickets, and then their batsmen should be given the challenge of scoring quick runs in difficult conditions. I think they have greater pedigree in their batting right now than they do in their bowling. So they might be better off going with slightly difficult pitches, and asking their batsmen to step up and help the bowlers. I don't know if that will happen. And again, with Mark Wood and Jofra Archer coming back, it might be a different story, but I'll be curious to see what happens going forward. So that was my opinion on what I saw on the first day of the first test of the 2025 Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. I'll be back with a different video. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.